Winter had finally arrived in Enchancia. Soft snow blanketed the castle gardens. The rooftops shimmered like they'd been dusted with diamonds, and the air smelled faintly of pine and peppermint. All around the castle, cheerful preparations for the royal holiday festival were underway, garlands being hung, carolers rehearsing, and cooks baking trays of golden star-shaped cookies. Sophia twirled in the grand hall, her violet gown glittering under the chandeliers. "Oh, Clover!" she said excitedly, turning to her rabbit friend, who was nibbling on a cookie crumb near the fireplace. "Isn't it beautiful? The whole kingdom is glowing." Clover licked his paw lazily. "Beautiful, sure, but also freezing. My fur's not thick enough for all this snow business." Sophia giggled and bent down to scoop him up, wrapping him in a tiny scarf she'd knit herself. "Better? Warmer," Clover admitted with a grin. "But I still think a royal holiday should include more carrots." Before Sophia could reply, Bailiwick entered the hall, carrying a long list and looking quite pleased. "Ah, Princess Sophia, just the person I was hoping to see. The Queen asked if you'd help decorate the village tree this afternoon." Sophia's eyes sparkled. "Of course. The tree lighting is my favorite part of the festival." Bailiwick nodded approvingly. "Splendid. Oh, and the royal sleigh needs a little extra sparkle. Perhaps some ribbons and bells, if you have time." Sophia curtsied. "I'll make sure it shines, Bailiwick." As he left, Clover sighed. "You know, for a holiday, this sounds like a lot of work." Sophia smiled warmly. "That's what makes it special, Clover. Everyone helps make the holidays magical." A few hours later, Sophia joined her family in the castle courtyard. King Roland supervised as workers strung up lanterns, while Queen Miranda oversaw trays of hot cocoa being served to guests. Amber and James were busy arranging presents under a glittering ice sculpture shaped like a reindeer. "Sophia," Amber called, waving a golden ribbon, "do you think the sleigh should have silver bows or gold?" "Both," Sophia suggested. "That way, it'll shimmer like the stars." Amber smiled approvingly. "Excellent idea." James, meanwhile, was testing the sleigh bells, perhaps a little too enthusiastically. "Hear that? Best jingle in Enchantia." Queen Miranda laughed softly. "It sounds wonderful, James. Now, let's make sure everything's ready before the villagers arrive for the celebration tonight." Just then, Sophia's amulet began to glow faintly. She gasped, "My amulet! It only shines like this when something important is about to happen." Amber leaned closer. "Do you think another princess will visit?" Sophia shook her head thoughtfully. "I don't think so. It feels different this time." A soft voice whispered through the winter air, almost like a song. "Kindness shines brighter than any light." Sophia's eyes widened. "Did you hear that?" Her family looked around, puzzled. "Hear what?" King Roland asked. But before anyone could answer, a sudden gust of snow swept through the courtyard. The lanterns flickered, and for just a moment, Sophia thought she saw a faint outline of a figure in the swirling snow, a glowing, graceful shape, wearing a crown made of frost. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it was gone. Did anyone else see that?" Sophia asked, blinking. Clover peeked from her pocket. "I saw sparkles. Lots of sparkles. But sparkles usually mean trouble." Queen Miranda smiled gently. "Maybe it's just holiday magic, dear. This season always brings surprises." Still, Sophia couldn't shake the feeling that this was something more. That afternoon, she and Clover traveled down to the village to help decorate the great tree in the square. Children were laughing and building snowmen. Musicians played joyful tunes, and bakers handed out warm gingerbread cookies. The villagers greeted Sophia with cheerful waves as she helped hang ornaments shaped like crowns, hearts, and stars. As the sun began to set, the snow sparkled like tiny jewels. The moment came for the royal family to light the great tree. Sophia stood beside her mother, holding a silver lantern. "Ready, everyone?" Queen Miranda asked. Together, they touched their lanterns to the crystal star atop the tree. A radiant light spread through the branches, illuminating the square in soft gold and pink. The crowd gasped with delight. It was the brightest the tree had ever shone. But just as everyone began to cheer, Sophia's amulet pulsed again, brighter than before. The light rippled across the snow, and suddenly, a mysterious trail of shimmering footprints appeared, leading into the enchanted meadow beyond the village. Clover's ears twitched. Uh-oh. I got a feeling we're not done decking the halls yet. Sophia smiled softly but with determination. Come on, Clover. Let's see where this magic leads. And with that, she followed the glowing footprints into the snowy woods, unaware that this holiday adventure would lead to a magical secret hidden deep within Enchancia's heart. The snow crunched softly beneath Sophia's boots as she followed the trail of shimmering footprints into the enchanted meadow. Clover hopped carefully beside her, ears perked and whiskers twitching nervously. The glow from her amulet of Avalor reflected off the ice crystals clinging to the branches, making the entire meadow sparkle like a field of stars. Do you think these footprints lead to another princess? Clover asked, eyeing a particularly glittery patch of snow. Or maybe a snow monster. You never know with this place. Sophia giggled. I don't think it's a monster, Clover. My amulet only glows for important magic, and this feels kind and warm, not scary. The footprints led them past frozen ponds where the ice shimmered in pale blue and silver, through clusters of snow-laden pine trees, and finally to a small glade where the snow seemed to glow with its own light. There, standing in the center, was a figure Sophia had never seen before, a young woman with hair the color of spun sugar and a cloak that looked like freshly fallen snow. She held a sparkling lantern in one hand, and her eyes shone like tiny crystals. Hello, Sophia said, stepping forward. I'm Princess Sofia of Enchancia. Who are you? The stranger smiled warmly. Greetings, Princess Sofia. I am Elara, a guardian of holiday magic. I watch over the celebrations of Enchancia, especially when the snow begins to fall and hearts need extra warmth. Clover twitched nervously. Guardian of holiday magic? That sounds official and slightly scary. Elara chuckled softly. I assure you, little rabbit, I mean only good. She tilted her head toward Sophia. But there's a problem this year. Something has happened to the magic that makes the holidays shine. The joy and warmth that should fill every home is fading. Without it, the festival may not reach its full splendor. Sophia's eyes widened. That sounds terrible. How can we help? Elara held out the lantern. This lantern holds a spark of the original holiday magic, but is dim. To restore the full enchantment, it must be carried to the Heart of Enchancia, a hidden glade where the first festival was celebrated centuries ago. There, the light can be renewed, but only if someone shows true kindness along the way. Sophia felt a thrill of excitement. A journey. Clover, this is going to be a real adventure. Clover groaned. Adventure is your middle name, apparently. My middle name is Carrots. Let's hope the Heart of Enchancia isn't too far. Elara guided them down a narrow, winding path flanked by icicle-covered branches. As they walked, she explained more about the Heart of Enchancia. Long ago, the founders of this kingdom gathered here each winter. They celebrated not only with gifts and decorations, but with acts of kindness, helping neighbors, sharing meals, and spreading cheer. That energy, that goodwill, was captured in a spark of magic. That spark lives on, but only those who truly care can renew it. Sophia nodded solemnly. So, it's not just about lights and decorations. It's about helping people and showing kindness. Exactly, Elara said, her eyes sparkling. The magic grows stronger when hearts are open, and weaker when people forget the spirit of giving. The trail led them through snow-covered hills, past frozen fountains, where delicate ice sculptures glimmered in the twilight. Occasionally, Sophia and Clover would spot small woodland creatures, foxes, deer, and rabbits, watching curiously from a distance. Each seemed drawn to the lantern's soft light. Finally, they came to a small village on the outskirts of Enchancia, where snow-covered rooftops glinted under the setting sun. But the villagers looked worried. Children were playing quietly instead of laughing, and the warm aroma of baked goods seemed faint. The holiday decorations were in place, but the colors lacked sparkle. Elara whispered, See how the magic fades when joy is quiet? This is why the lantern must reach the Heart of Enchancia. Sophia's heart swelled with determination. We'll fix this. I promise we'll bring the light back. Before they continued, Sophia noticed a young girl struggling to hang an ornament on her small tree. She was shivering, and the ribbon slipped from her hands. Without thinking, Sophia ran over. "Here, let me help," she said kindly, steadying the ornament. The girl's face lit up. "Thank you, Princess Sofia." Sophia smiled. "No problem. Sometimes a little help is all it takes to make things brighter." Clover looked at Sophia, impressed. Okay. That's actually really good. And now maybe the lantern will glow a bit brighter. Huh." Indeed, the lantern's soft light flickered and grew warmer in Sophia's hands. Ilara's smile widened. "Yes, Princess Sofia. Kindness strengthens the magic." Sophia took a deep breath. "Then let's keep going, Clover. The Heart of Enchancia isn't far now, and the magic needs us." Together, guided by Ilara and the glowing lantern, they continued through the snowy paths, ready to uncover the holiday secret hidden deep in the kingdom, a secret that would make this winter the most magical one Enchantia had ever seen. The snow-covered path twisted and turned through the forest, each step sending tiny clouds of frost into the cold air. Sophia held the glowing lantern carefully, feeling its warmth pulse through her hands. Clover hopped close by, his little paws leaving tiny prints in the fresh snow. "The Heart of Enchancia must be just ahead," Ilara said softly. "But first, you must pass the frozen river. Its waters are enchanted. Only those with a true spirit of kindness and courage can cross safely." Sophia peered ahead. The river stretched wide, its surface a sheet of glimmering ice. Beneath the ice, currents twisted and shimmered with magic, moving as if they had a mind of their own. Snowflakes danced across the surface, reflecting the soft glow of the lantern, making the river look both beautiful and intimidating. Clover shivered. "I have a bad feeling about this. My paws aren't made for frozen rivers." Sophia smiled encouragingly. "We'll be careful, Clover, and I think we can do this if we take it slowly." The first few steps onto the ice were tense. The frozen surface creaked under their weight, and a shiver ran to the lantern's light. Sophia held it higher, letting the glow guide their path. Ilara floated beside them, her cloak sparkling like snow in the moonlight. Halfway across, the ice began to ripple, forming tiny waves under their feet. The lantern flickered, dimming slightly. Sophia froze. "Oh no! Clover, stay close." Suddenly, a small voice called from the middle of the river. "Please help me." Sophia squinted and saw a young snow sprite trapped between two sheets of shifting ice. The little creature's wings were made of delicate frost, and its eyes were wide with fear. Clover's ears twitched. "See? I told you this river had surprises." Sophia knelt carefully on the ice, extending the lantern toward the sprite. "Don't worry, we'll get you out safely. Can you grab my hand?" The snow sprite hesitated, but then stretched out a tiny, frosted hand. Sophia guided it carefully across the trembling ice. Clover hopped close, keeping a watchful eye on the path behind them. Halfway back to the riverbank, a sudden gust of wind blew across the frozen surface, making the lantern flicker wildly. The sprite's hand slipped, and it began to slide toward a thin crack in the ice. "Hold on!" Sophia cried, lunging forward. With a gentle but firm grip, she caught the sprite and pulled it safely to solid ground. The lantern glowed brightly once more, sending a warm golden light across the river. The ice stabilized, forming a clear, safe path all the way to the other side. The snow sprite fluttered its tiny wings happily. "Thank you. You saved me. I thought I'd be lost forever." Sophia smiled and patted its head gently. Sometimes a little kindness is all it takes to change everything. Clover twitched his nose. Yeah, you can talk about kindness later. I just want to thaw my paws." Ilara floated down to join them, her eyes shining. "See, Princess Sofia? That is the heart of the journey. Helping others, even when it's difficult, strengthens the magic you carry." Sophia nodded, gazing at the lantern. Its glow was warmer and brighter than ever, reflecting the snow sprite's gratitude. "I think we're ready to continue. The Heart of Enchancia can't be far now." The river crossed. The path led them into a hidden grove lined with towering snow-covered trees. Icicles hung like crystal chandeliers from every branch, and soft lights flickered in the shadows, hinting at magic all around. As Sophia and Clover stepped into the grove, the snow sprite danced around their feet, leaving sparkling frost trails that twinkled in the lantern's glow. Elara spoke gently. The final stretch is ahead, but beware, the Heart of Enchancia is protected by a test. Only those who carry the true spirit of the holiday can pass. Sophia's eyes sparkled with determination. I understand. We've helped others along the way, and we'll keep doing so. That's what makes this journey special. Clover twitched his nose nervously. I just hope the test doesn't involve more ice. My fur can only take so much. Sophia laughed softly. Whatever it is, Clover will face it together. The grove grew quieter as they walked, the snow muffling their footsteps. The lantern's light pulsed gently in Sophia's hands, guiding them toward a glow deep in the forest. The magical shimmer of the Heart of Enchancia waiting to be awakened. And as they neared the source of the light, Sophia felt a warm, hopeful energy rising in her chest. This holiday adventure was far from over, but the magic was stronger with every act of kindness they shared along the way. The glow in the grove grew brighter with each step, until Sophia and Clover finally stepped into a breathtaking clearing. Snowflakes danced lazily from the sky, catching the light in a sparkling display that made the trees look as though they were dressed in diamonds. At the center of the clearing stood the Heart of Enchancia, a magnificent crystal carved in the shape of a heart, radiating warmth and color. The snow sprite fluttered excitedly around it. This is it, the heart. You can feel its magic, can't you? Sophia held her lantern high. Yes, I can feel it in my chest. It's like it's waiting for us. Elara appeared beside them, her cloak shimmering in the crystalline light. The heart is alive with magic, Princess Sofia. But before it can shine fully, you must pass the final test. Sophia looked up. A test? Elara nodded. The heart reveals itself only to those who embody the true spirit of the holiday. It is not strength or skill that it values, but kindness, generosity, and compassion. You must show that you are willing to help others, even when it is difficult. Clover twitched nervously. Sounds simple or terrifying? Before Sophia could answer, the heart pulsed and a vision appeared in the clearing. Villagers struggling to light their lanterns, children whose gifts had been forgotten, animals lost in the snow. The images shimmered, showing sadness that threatened to dim the festival across Enchancia. Sophia felt a pang in her heart. We have to help them, she whispered. Elara nodded. Exactly. The heart's test is not about one act, but many. It will respond to your choices and your willingness to bring joy where it is missing. Sophia turned to the snow sprite. We can do this together, right? The sprite chirped happily. Yes, I'll help wherever I can. The first challenge appeared instantly, a group of small children struggling to carry a pile of brightly wrapped gifts through the snow. Their arms were too short, and the packages were slipping. Sophia stepped forward. Let me help you. She lifted a few of the heavier gifts and carried them with care, setting them gently in the children's hands. Clover hopped beside her, nudging the smaller packages along with his nose. The lantern's glow brightened slightly, and the Heart of Enchancia pulsed in response. Next, a frozen pond appeared, with a family of ducks trapped on the ice. The surface was too slick for them to reach the safety of the bank. Sophia carefully approached, calling out, Don't worry, we'll get you across safely. With the help of the snow sprite, they guided the ducks across a safe path on the ice, one by one, keeping them warm and calm. Again, the heart pulsed and shone even brighter. Finally, the vision shifted to a lonely villager, an elderly baker sitting by a dimly lit window, unable to share her festive treats because her oven had gone out. Sophia approached her and offered the glow from the lantern. Here, let's bring some warmth back to your kitchen, she said gently. Together, they carried trays of cookies from the castle and shared them with the baker, who beamed with gratitude. Clover wagged his tiny tail. Phew, this is a lot of giving. But it feels good, doesn't it? Sophia nodded, her eyes shining. It does. Helping others is what makes the holidays special. The Heart of Enchancia pulsed one final time, brighter than ever. A wave of golden, pink, and silver light burst forth, spreading to the grove, the village, and the castle. Every tree, every snowflake, every lantern glowed as though infused with warmth and magic. Joy and laughter rang through the kingdom, filling hearts with a holiday spirit. Elara smiled, her eyes shining. You have passed the test, Princess Sofia. You showed kindness, generosity, and compassion. The heart of Enchancia is renewed, and the holiday magic will shine across the kingdom. Sophia felt her amulet pulse in harmony with the heart. It's beautiful. I can feel the happiness everywhere. The snow sprite danced in delight. Thank you, Princess Sophia. You restored the magic. Clover hopped up on Sophia's shoulder. I guess you were right. This really is the best holiday ever. Sophia smiled warmly. It's not just about lights or decorations, Clover. It's about sharing joy and helping others. That's the true magic of the holidays. As the grove shimmered with renewed light, Sophia looked at the Heart of Enchancia and felt a deep sense of peace. She had learned that even a small act of kindness could create a ripple of magic, and that the holiday spirit lived in everyone willing to care. Elara floated forward, her cloak glittering. Now, Princess Sophia, return to the village and share this magic with all of Enchancia. The festival is waiting, and your example will inspire everyone. Sophia nodded. We will, Elara. Thank you for trusting me. And with that, Sophia, Clover, and the snow sprite made their way back to the glowing forest, the golden light of the heart following them, ready to fill Enchancia with joy, laughter, and the true magic of the holidays. The village square was alive with excitement as Sophia, Clover, and the snow sprite returned from the enchanted grove. The golden glow of the Heart of Enchancia seemed to follow them, lighting every corner of the village and reflecting in the wide, eager eyes of the children. Snowflakes tumbled gently from the sky, sparkling like tiny stars, and the scent of baked treats, pine, and warm cocoa filled the air. Look at this, Clover, Sophia exclaimed, twirling in the snow. The village looks more magical than ever. Clover twitched his nose. Magical, yes. Cold, definitely. But I admit it's impressive. The villagers were already gathering, curious about the glowing light that seemed to make even the snow shimmer brighter. Children ran around carrying lanterns that now glowed warmly, while families smiled, their hearts lightened by the renewed magic. Sophia and Clover made their way to the center of the square, where the village tree stood. Now, thanks to the magic of the heart, it was adorned with ornaments that glimmered with a life of their own. The lanterns that the villagers carried lit up in perfect harmony with the tree, creating a symphony of twinkling lights. Queen Miranda and King Roland arrived, their expressions filled with delight. Sophia, said the Queen, you've truly brought the holiday spirit to every corner of Enchancia. It was a team effort, Sophia replied, glancing at Clover and the snow sprite. The Heart of Enchancia reminded me that magic grows when you share it with others. The snow sprite darted through the crowd, leaving trails of sparkling frost that made the villagers gasp in wonder. It landed on a rooftop and waved its tiny arms, sprinkling glittering snowflakes that danced and twirled before melting gently. Children laughed and clapped, catching the flakes in their mittens. Then, a hush fell over the crowd as the royal sleigh glided into the square, pulled by the majestic flying horses of Enchancia. Sophia had decorated it earlier with ribbons and bells, and now it shimmered with magical light, matching the glow of the heart. King Roland spoke proudly. Tonight, the sleigh will lead a grand parade to the village, spreading holiday cheer and gift for all. Sophia's eyes shone. That sounds wonderful. Let's make sure everyone gets a little extra magic tonight. As the villagers followed the sleigh through the snowy streets, Sophia noticed a small boy sitting alone by a lamppost, looking sad. She knelt beside him. Hello, she said softly. Would you like to help hand out some gifts? The boy nodded shyly, and together they placed presents along the parade route. Each gift seemed to glow as it touched the children's hands, filling them with warmth and joy. Even the snow sprite joined in, zipping around and leaving trails of sparkling frost that made each gift feel extra special. Clover huffed softly. I guess giving things away could be fun, too. Who knew? Sophia smiled. See, Clover, it's not just the gift themselves, but the happiness we share with others that matters most. As night fell, the village square was illuminated by hundreds of lanterns and the glowing ornaments of the village tree. The townspeople sang carols, their voices blending beautifully with the jingling of the sleigh bells. Children ran through the snow, laughter echoing in every direction. Then Sophia noticed something extraordinary. The snow above them began to shimmer with hundreds of tiny lights, forming shapes, stars, snowflakes, even little animals, all dancing across the sky. It was the magic of the Heart of Enchancia reaching every corner of the kingdom, reflecting the joy and kindness that had been shared. Ilara appeared beside Sophia, her cloak glittering in the starlight. The heart responds not only to your actions, but to the happiness you create. Look at how bright the magic shines when everyone's hearts are full. Sophia felt a warm glow in her chest, realizing how true Ilara's words were. The festival was no longer just decorations and presents. It was a joy they had shared, the kindness shown, and the laughter heard throughout the kingdom. Clover hopped onto Sophia's shoulder. I have to admit, this really is the best holiday ever. Sophia laughed softly, and it's only getting better. There's one more surprise tonight. From the top of the village tree, the snow sprite soared into the sky, scattering a trail of glittering frost. The frost swirled together to form a spectacular, glowing snowflake that floated above the crowd. Then, slowly, it began to multiply, filling the sky with countless sparkling snowflakes, each one carrying a little piece of magic from the Heart of Enchancia. The villagers gasped in awe, children's eyes wide with wonder. "It's beautiful," someone whispered. Sophia turned to Clover and the snow sprite, smiling. The magic of the holidays isn't just in lights or snow. It's in the joy, kindness, and wonder we share with everyone. That's the real gift. The lanterns glowed brighter. The village sparkled, and laughter filled the night. Sophia knew that this holiday in Enchantia will be remembered forever, not just for the magic, but for the love and kindness that had made it truly unforgettable. As the village festival reached its peak, laughter and music ringing through the snowy streets, Sophia stood near the grand tree, watching the villagers enjoy the lights, songs, and gifts. Clover rested on her shoulder, his little nose twitching at the scent of warm treats, while the snow sprite darted through the crowd, leaving sparkling frost trails wherever it flew. Sophia smiled softly. "I think this has been the most magical holiday ever." Clover nodded, his eyes wide as he watched children chase sparkling snowflakes. "Yeah, and it's not even over yet. I can feel there's something else coming." Sophia tilted her head, curious. Just then, a distant sound reached her ears, the soft clatter of hooves on snow and the flutter of wings. The crowd grew quiet, gazes turning toward the village entrance. From the snowy horizon emerged a magnificent figure, a regal horse-drawn sleigh, gleaming silver under the glow of the lanterns, and riding atop it was a visitor that made Sophia's heart leap with surprise. The sleigh carried none other than Princess Hildegard of Gardania, a young royal from a neighboring kingdom known for her grace, wisdom, and love of the holiday season. "Hildegard," Sophia exclaimed, rushing forward. "I can't believe you're here." Princess Hildegard smiled warmly, her gown shimmering with icy blue and silver threads. "I received word from the Heart of Enchancia that the festival needed a little extra magic this year," she said, "and I wouldn't miss it for the world." The villagers cheered, amazed by the unexpected arrival. Children ran to greet Hildegard, giggling as they held her hands and admired her sparkling attire. Even Clover's eyes widened. He gave a tiny squeak of approval. Hildegard stepped down from the sleigh and approached Sophia. "I've heard about your journey to restore the Heart of Enchancia," she said, her voice kind but regal. "You've shown incredible courage and kindness. I'm proud of you, Sophia." Sophia blushed. "Thank you, Princess Hildegard. But I couldn't have done it without Clover and the snow sprite, and all the villagers helping along the way." Hildegard's eyes sparkled. "That is exactly the point. Magic grows strongest when shared, and that is what makes the holidays so special." The snow sprite darted up to Hildegard, leaving a trail of sparkling frost that swirled around her shoulders. The princess laughed, twirling lightly as the frost caught in her hair. "I see your little friend has already begun sharing magic with me." Sophia guided Hildegard to the village tree. "We decorated it together, but now it glows brighter than ever. thanks to the Heart of Enchancia and everyone's acts of kindness. Hildegard nodded, reaching out to touch one of the glowing ornaments. The light reflected in her eyes. It truly is beautiful, and it shows that magic isn't just about sparkling lights or fancy decorations. It's about the joy we share with others. At that moment, King Roland and Queen Miranda joined the princesses, smiling at the growing crowd. "Hildegard, your timing is perfect," the king said. The villagers were hoping for a little royal cheer to brighten the evening. The villagers clapped and cheered, forming a circle around the grand tree. Sophia realized that Hildegard's presence had added something extra, a sense of unity and warmth, connecting the hearts of every person in the square. Sophia took a deep breath and addressed the crowd. Tonight isn't just about the decorations, gifts, or even the snow. It's about kindness, sharing, and celebrating together. That's the true magic of the holidays. Hildegard raised her hands, sending a swirl of glittering frost into the air. It drifted over the villagers, settling gently on their hats, hair, and coats, sparkling like tiny stars. "And every act of kindness you show will make the season brighter than ever," she said. The snow sprite darted around Hildegard, sprinkling more frost on the children, who squealed with delight. Clover twitched his nose and whispered to Sophia, "I have to admit, I like this extra magic. It makes my fur feel even warmer." Sophia laughed, watching the villagers dance, sing, and celebrate. The village square had never felt so alive. Each act of joy, each smile, and every shared gift was amplified by the magic of friendship, kindness, and togetherness. As the night wore on, Sophia realized that this holiday adventure had given her more than just a magical celebration. She had learned that magic is strongest when it's shared, that kindness can transform hearts, and that a little help from friends, whether rabbit, snow sprite, or a royal visitor, can make even the coldest winter night feel warm and bright. The Heart of Enchancia pulsed gently in the distance, its golden glow reminding Sophia that the magic would continue to shine as long as hearts were open and filled with holiday cheer. And above the twinkling snow, Sophia whispered softly to Clover and the snow sprite, "This really has been a holiday we'll never forget." Clover nodded with a happy squeak, and the snow sprite zipped around in a final burst of sparkling frost, sealing the moment in magic that would last throughout Enchantia for many winters to come. The village square had transformed into a winter wonderland, bathed in the warm glow of hundreds of lanterns, the glittering lights of the grand tree, and the sparkling magic released by the Heart of Enchancia. Children laughed as they chased glittering snowflakes. Families sang carols hand in hand, and even the animals of the forest seemed to pause in awe at the dazzling sight. Sophia stood near the center of the square, holding Clover close and watching the villagers celebrate. The snow sprite zipped around, leaving trails of frost that twinkled like stars, while Princess Hildegard moved gracefully among the crowd, sharing smiles and joy wherever she went. Sophia took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the heart's magic flow through her. "It's incredible," she whispered to Clover. "Look at everyone. It's like the whole kingdom is smiling." Clover twitched his nose. "I have to admit, I didn't expect all this magic when we set out on our little adventure, but it's really nice." Ilara floated down beside them, her cloak sparkling in the lantern light. "Princess Sophia, you've done more than restore the Heart of Enchancia. You reminded every villager and every royal what the holidays truly mean. Your acts of kindness, courage, and generosity have created a magic stronger than any spell." Sophia smiled softly. "I didn't do it alone. Everyone helped. The villagers, Clover, the snow sprite, and even Princess Hildegard." The Heart of Enchancia pulsed gently from its place atop a nearby pedestal, radiating warmth and light that seemed to echo Sophia's words. The golden glow stretched across the square, reaching the villagers, the castle, and surrounding forests, filling every heart with joy and peace. Then a hush fell over the crowd as Hildegard raised her hands. With a graceful swirl of her cloak, a cascade of glittering snow fell from above, settling gently on the villagers. The snowflakes glowed softly, each one reflecting the light of the heart. It was a display of magic unlike anything Sophia had ever seen, and the villagers gasped in delight. Sophia's heart swelled. "It's beautiful," she whispered, watching the children twirl under the glowing snow. Hildegard smiled. Magic is at its strongest when shared. Princess Sofia, tonight, your kindness has made the entire kingdom sparkle. The snow sprite zipped up to Sophia's shoulder, sprinkling tiny sparkles over her hair. You did it, Sophia. You saved the holiday magic. Sophia laughed, brushing the sparkles from her dress. We all did it, and I've learned something important. The holidays aren't just about decorations or gifts. They're about helping others, sharing joy, and being together. Clover twitched his nose and whispered, even if it means walking across frozen rivers and saving snow sprites. Sophia hugged him close. Even then, Clover, those are the moments that make the magic real. The villagers began a grand celebration, singing, dancing, and sharing treats under the twinkling lights. Sophia and Hildegard joined in, their laughter ringing out and blending with the joyous songs of the villagers. King Roland and Queen Miranda approached, smiling proudly. Sophia, you've shown that a true princess isn't only someone with a crown. She's someone who cares for others and spreads happiness wherever she goes. Sophia's eyes sparkled. Thank you, Mother, Father. I've learned that the greatest magic is the kind we share with others. Ilera appeared one final time, hovering over the Heart of Enchancia. Princess Sofia, remember this night. The magic you've created will remain in the kingdom as long as hearts like yours continue to care, share, and spread joy. Sophia looked at the heart, glowing brighter than ever, and then at the villagers, the snow sprite Clover and Princess Hildegard. I will never forget this holiday or the lesson it taught me. As the festival reached its peak, a gentle hush fell over the crowd. The snowflakes twinkled, lanterns glowed, and the Heart of Enchancia pulsed with warmth that seemed to reach into every heart. The kingdom sparkled, not just with light, but with the true magic of togetherness, kindness, and joy. Sophia took Clover's paw, looking around at all the smiling faces. This, she whispered softly, is the magic of the holidays. The snow sprite zipped high into the sky one last time, scattering a trail of sparkling frost that formed tiny stars above the village square. Children pointed and cheered, and Sophia felt her heart fill with happiness, knowing that the magic of the heart would stay with everyone, as long as they continued to care for one another. That night, as the villagers returned home, the castle glowed warmly in the distance. Sophia gazed out from her balcony. Clover nestled in her arms and whispered the winter sky, Happy holidays, Enchantia. Thank you for teaching me the true magic of kindness. The stars twinkled above, the snow sparkled below, and the Heart of Enchancia pulsed gently, a timeless reminder that the greatest magic is always found in love, friendship, and the joy we share together. And so, Enchantia celebrated a holiday like no other, one that will be remembered for generations, all because a young princess learned that the best magic comes from a kind heart.